Peace. I just wanted to take a moment to build briefly about the National Boycott Black Friday that's going on right now, as well as the simultaneous Support Black Business Initiative. Some people reached out to me and they wanted more clarity on the Support Black Business component because they can get with the Boycott Black Friday thing because regardless of people's ethnic background, nationality, gender, age, as well as religious perspective, they're not into consumerism and they're not advocating or promoting any of that Black Friday mess that's going on. But with the added extra component of support black businesses, some people a little uncomfortable with that, and I wanted to take a moment to give them some clarity on why that is an added component, why it is also simultaneously important, and to give some clarity to those of you who also had questions that may have not reached out to me. First thing to keep in mind is when we say support black businesses, it is philosophically the same as saying support minority businesses. And when you consider a a minority group are not the majority. They don't represent the primary interests of the majority group or the status quo. As a minority, you're underserved, you're underrepresented. And in some instances, people look at you as secondary and also inferior. And that has been the consistent narrative in this country with any minority group. And because of that, when it translates into economics, the same type of support that the majority gets, the minority groups are not getting that kind of support. So in a society where you see the economy being in a recession, if the majority of people or the dominant society is going through a recession, then you best believe that the minority groups are going through a depression. If the economy has a cold, if Main Street has a cold, then you best believe that the back streets and the back roads, the rural areas or the urban environments got the damn flu. And one of the ways that we strategize bringing some level of social economic equality to minority groups is to support your own because you're not going to get that kind of support from the majority. So the same way that you see support local businesses or support small businesses being advocated in your area, it's the same thing as saying support black businesses. It's the same thing as saying support women or woman-owned businesses. It's the same way as saying support businesses from people who have disabilities or any minority group that is underserved and underrepresented in a society where they do not represent the majority. So it's nothing segregative about it. It's nothing racist about it. It's just simply saying that in order to have some kind of economic stability and empowerment, there has to be initiatives to support minority groups because they're not getting the support from the majority. Again, that's why you see small business initiatives and support local or to buy local, because small businesses, which are oftentimes or usually family run and owned and operated, are not getting the type of support that major businesses or major corporations are getting that simply dominate or monopolize the same industries that you have this struggling business striving to function in. And in order for you to have some level of equality, you have to be able to support those minority businesses. So when we say buy black, we're talking about supporting this particular minority group within the society that is underserved and underrepresented. And not only from the dominant or the majority, but oftentimes from ourselves. You go to a lot of different communities within this country where we live, and we represent the largest group of consumers within this country, which means there is a huge disparity between what we're actually producing as opposed to what we're consuming. So when we say support black businesses, this is an opportunity for us to focus more on not consumerism, but being able to produce products and services for ourselves so that we can be self-determined, empowered, and have some level of social economic stability in a society that we're underserved, we're underrepresented, we're looked at as secondary, and we're considered oftentimes inferior. And this goes for any group, whether you're a minor group considered LGBT in a certain city or a municipality, whether you are a group of women who are coming together and advocating that women's own businesses need to be supported. Minority groups need to be supported because you don't represent the majority. It's just as simple as that. There's nothing segregative or racist about it. That is something that is necessary in order for us to have some level of social economic equality in the society and equity within the society. So this was inspiring, it was empowering, it was educating, and gave those of you a little bit more insight into why not only are we having this national boycott on Black Friday, but why we also coupled it with the component of supporting Black businesses. And for those of you who have Black businesses, I'd encourage you to please just put a link in a brief description of your business in the comments section of this video. And this is something that I'm gonna oftentimes reshare, because this is not something that is just an idea that should just fizzle out after the holiday season, but this is a way of life that we need to incorporate in order for us to have some type of economic stability and self-determination. Because like I said, as a minority group, we're not getting the type of support, and we shouldn't be looking to get the kind of support from the dominant society or the major society, because traditionally that has never been the narrative in this country. In order for any group of people to rise up or to have any sense of clout or economic empowerment, it's because they worked within themselves and they supported each other. So it's the exact same thing. So like I said, take a moment. If you have a business, please just add that into the comment section of this video. And every now and then I'm going to reshare it just to remind people that we need to support each other. Peace.